Hi everyone, welcome back to Letty Sparkle. If you're new here, I'm Letty, I'm 34 years old and I'm a makeup addict from Bournemouth in England. If you like makeup inspired videos, makeup tutorials, makeup hauls, makeup collections, that sort of thing, then please do subscribe to my channel. There's lots of videos coming up of that sort and I've already got a few on my channel already. Also, please do follow me on my social media. I'll link my Instagram here and I'll also put it down below. In today's video, we're going to be doing going through my eyeshadow palette collection. So this is going to be a long one, so grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, whatever your poison is, because it's going to be a long one. So I counted my palettes and I have quite a few more than I had thought. So I might declutter a few, I might give a few to Elsie, which is my daughter, or a few to some friends, maybe my mum or something, I don't know, I'll see. I'm a bit of a makeup hoarder. I like to keep things just in case, so I think I need to kind of change my ways and do a bit of a overhaul. So I'm going to try and start with my like higher end makeup palettes, and then I'll kind of go into my more affordable drugstore palettes towards the end. So I think that's kind of how I'm going to go with it. I've kind of got most of them out here already, so I'm just going to go actually with the ones in my drawer. So I kind of have them all displayed on my shelves and I have a few on my drawer here, so I'm just going to pull them out. So the first one, let's have a look. Yeah, so I'm going to try and use like my least ones that I use because I don't really use many of these, so we'll go from there and we'll see what happens. So first one I've picked out is this Primark one. So Primark's like a really affordable shop in England we have. And this is, it was £2.50. Oh, it's like magnetic, I've got like a clip stuck to it. Let's get that off. So this is called Peach, and it was £2.50 and you get 9 shades in here. It's quite a nice palette. I did do a video on this palette, so there is a video. If I can, I'll link them all down below. So this is what it is. It's a really nice palette. The £2.50 is actually it's really good quality. And I have used it a few times, but I've not picked it up in a little while. So the next one that comes up, actually I haven't used this one yet. This is the Steve Laurent Wild Thing palette. This came in my glossy box last month, I think it was. And it's just like a black. It's really hard to open, and it's just like a plain neutrals palette. Again, it's swatched okay. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know if it's any good. I will do a video on it as well. I do videos every now and again from items that I received in my glossy boxes or my I've got the cellophane still on it. But yeah, so this one I don't know, it's not if it's good or not. It's just a neutrals palette, you know. I've got hundreds of these shades already, so that's why I've not used it yet. I've got another one that I received in my glossy box. This one was like in October time. And this one's like a really nice, I have used this before, and it is a really nice palette. It's very pigmented. This is from Style London. And it's the Devil eyeshadow palette that came with the glossy box. I think it was October's glossy box. And I got the Devil one, and it's a very pretty palette. I do like that. Another Style London palette I have, again it's very similar to the Steve Laurent one, so pretty much neutrals with a little pop of pink, but that's what it is. This is a Style London one as well. Again, I got this in a glossy box. These are like my smaller palettes that I have. I don't keep these on my shelf, they're just in my drawer. And this is called the, it'll come up on screen in a second when it focuses. Don't think it's going to focus. It's the Eaton Square eyeshadow palette. This one's again one that I've probably used once and I've not picked up again, if that, to be honest. This one's a new colour, Light Shine Coral Leaf 5-colour eyeshadow palette, and it's a very expensive palette. This cost me £35. Once upon a time I used to be an ambassador, whatever you want to call it, business owner for New Skin. I might do a story video on that if you want to know about my journey with them and just my opinion of MLM companies in general. I'm not associated with them anymore. I would never do it again. So if you want to see, it's a good palette to be fair, but it's just, is it worth £35? No, not at all. So let me know if you want to see that video. Next one is the By Essentials Stella Eyeshadow Palette. This is, I got this for Christmas from my brother. It's a very pretty palette. It only comes with shimmers though, so I'd only use this palette with something else as well. And it's a very pretty palette. I have used it before. It's very lovely and pigmented, and it is nice. Next one, this is kind of one of my all-time favourite neutral palettes. I take this on holiday every time I go on holiday. This is the Tarte Man-Eater palette, and it's a beautiful palette. This is the old one, the original one. They have changed it up now. They've split this highlighter one into two, and there's a black in here now. This is the original one. I have used this to death. Have not hit pan on some of them, I don't know. It's very, very loved. Very, very used. The eyeshadows blend seamlessly. It's an amazing, amazing palette. Again, this was about £30–35. I got it in a set from QVC in one of their like, I think it was like £60 for this whole set. You got a foundation brush, this, and a few more bits from Tarte. Let me just pick that up. Yeah, so I've got a few more bits from Tarte. Absolutely love this palette, and yeah, probably would still take this away with me if I go away anywhere ever. It's a very, very nice palette. Next one is the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. This again, I love this palette. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. It's very, very pigmented. The shimmers are amazing in this, and it's a very loved palette as well. I've not used as much as I should, but it is a beautiful palette. So yes, definitely keeping this one. I then have my bougiest palette of them all, and it's one of the smallest. This is a Natasha Denona mini gold palette. This I bought in New York when I went in December. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. The eyeshadows are amazing. I would love to be able to afford one of her bigger palettes one day. At the moment that's not possible, but wait, maybe one day. But beautiful, beautiful palette. I've got to use it again actually, because I've not used it for ages. Actually would have looked really nice with what I'm wearing today. So yeah, I really, really love this palette. It's beautiful. As a makeup collector, this is one item that I'm so glad I've got in my collection. Now this one looks very similar to this one. This is a Forgive Me Susie palette. This is the eyeshadow palette in Naturally Yours. This is a pretty palette. It's just a peachy palette really, nothing too like amazing about it. Again, I got it in like a Birchbox or something like that. Let me just bring the camera forward. Okay. So yes, this is this this is the Forgive Me Susie eyeshadow palette in Naturally Yours. Again, it's a really pretty palette, just nice and, you know, easy to use, just for like pretty summer looks and stuff. Nothing out of this world. I've got a couple of sleek palettes here. I think I've got a couple more. No, these are MUA ones. So these are two sleek palettes. This one is Gleaming in Gold. And I think again I got this one in a glossy box or something. I'm going to be honest, I don't really use these. I don't even know why I keep them. They're just gold shimmers. That's all it is. I've got about 1 million of these in other palettes, so I never ever drawn for this, and it's so messy. Pretty sure I've just swatched it. And then I've got another sleek palette which is oh so special. This one actually, when I swatched it, swatched really, really well. Again, I've not used it, I don't think. I might have done one look with it, possibly, at some point. But that's that one there. Okay. And I might just give these to Elsie for her to play with. She's really getting into makeup at the moment, so. I have then two MUA palettes. I'm not going to show them individually because these are very cheap. Again, I got these, I think, in some sort of beauty box. They're okay, they're nothing to write home about. They're just okay palettes. Not going to waste time on them. I then have 3 Revolution palettes here. These, I really, really like this one. This one I've used quite a lot. This is the Reloaded palette, and this is £4, and it's a really, really nice palette with loads of green tones in it. I have the same palette in Reloaded Affection. This is Iconic Division, sorry. This one is Iconic Division, the green one, and then I've got the Reloaded Affection one, and this one is just shimmers pretty much, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it's just shimmers. I think I got this one in either a glossy box or for free or something like that. I can't quite remember. This one is the Revolution Iconic Pro. This is the number 2. Again, I've used this once. I might give this to Elsie again for her to practice on, because it's a nice palette, but it's just nothing to write home about. It's not particularly pigmented or anything like that, it's just okay. If I've used something once and I don't really have like a necessary an opinion on it, I think it's because I didn't really enjoy it, so I kind of take that as, if I didn't enjoy it then it's not great. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, so the next palette I have in here is a Smashbox double exposure palette, and this palette again, it's okay. I never ever reach for it. I never ever use it. I don't know why I still have it, to be honest. So this is the palette. It's a nice palette again, but it's not. Yeah, it's just okay. It's nothing to write home about. It doesn't excite me really. So that's the palettes that are in my box or in my drawer. The rest of these I display them on my shelves. Like I said, I'll probably put a picture if I can here, if they're all nice and tidy. Okay, let's just get on with it, otherwise we're going to be here all night, and I've got a lot of palettes. I'm going to go into my Urban Decay collection, because that's quite a large part of my collection. So my husband has, bless him, since I've got into makeup, he's bought me all my Urban Decay palettes pretty much. I think he has actually bought me all of them. Yeah, I think he has, bless him. So anyway, he started off obviously with the classic, the Urban Decay Original Naked palette. This is a beautiful palette. It's just a very, I haven't used it a lot considering how long I've had it. This is like my first high-end palette I ever had. And it's a beautiful palette. You've all seen it, I'm sure. But it's a beautiful palette. It's just a cult classic, isn't it? I could never get rid of it. It's very worn out. I've had it for such a long time. They don't do it anymore, so it's one of those that yeah, they don't even do it anymore. So then next we have the Naked 2 palette. I've got the brush in here. So this is what the Naked 2 palette looks like. So again, this is a very nice palette. I love all my Urban Decay palettes. The quality is amazing and I really like them. Again, nowadays I don't really reach for them because I have so many different palettes and so many different options. So I don't really reach for them, to be honest, but I still love them and I would never get rid of them from my collection. So this is the Naked 3 palette. This is like a rose goldy kind of beautiful palette. So this is what it looks like. Wait for it to kind of focus. I mean, I think if you're a makeup collector the way I am, I like to collect makeup as well as use it. So for me, this is part of my collection. I'd never get rid of it. Naked Smoky. So this is literally, as it says on the title, a very smoky palette. It's a beautiful palette as well. I have used this quite a lot. Again, I haven't used a lot of these on my channel. And the last eyeshadow palette video I did, I said I was going to try and use them all. And then life got in the way and I didn't. So if there's any eyeshadow palettes you've seen in this video you want me to use and do a tutorial on, then please do comment down below. That would be great, so that I know what you guys want to see. The Naked Heat palette. So I love this palette. I used the hell out of this palette when I first got it. It's just right up my street. I love warm tones. Love warm tones. It's just a beautiful palette. Yeah, I just love this. It's just beautiful. Love it. I do also have the mini Naked Heat palette. It's the Urban Decay Petite Naked palette, and this is what it looks like inside. It's just matte. And I think it's got one shimmer, which is one of these two. But it's beautiful. I have taken this on holiday with me with my Tarte Tape Shape Manita palette, and it's beautiful. Those two combined, you can create some really lovely looks with this. Absolutely love this as well. And then I've got the Naked Cherry palette. This one again is beautiful. I love this palette. I really should use it more. This is the palette. It's absolutely beautiful. This is just stunning, isn't it? Wow. I just forget about them. I have them on my shelf and then I get excited about the new releases and I forget that I've got some amazing products in my collection actually. So doing this collection videos, I am actually really enjoying them. They're really helping me out. So I also have the Naked Beached Eyeshadow palette. This palette is beautiful. I love the packaging. And inside, it's just beautiful. These blues are just stunning. Absolutely love these. Again, this is a beautiful palette. Absolutely stunning. Love, love, love this palette. Yes, it's just gorgeous. Okay, so I also have the Ultimate Basics Naked palette. So this is like, again, an OG in my collection. It was one of my first palettes I got alongside the Naked original palette. I love this palette. It's all matte pretty much, I think. I'm pretty sure it's all mattes. Yeah, it is all mattes. I think below might be kind of a shimmer. Yeah, below's kind of got like a sheen to it, this one here. But apart from that, it's a beautiful palette. I love, love this palette as a base palette. So it's really good for transition colours and stuff. And again, it's a lovely palette. I would never get rid of it. And I love the packaging of it as well. It's not nice to store there, like when you're trying to do it all nice and neatly. It's not the easiest to store. A cult classic again. My first ever bright palette was the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. It's a beautiful palette. I love the detail on here. Again, it's very awkward packaging. Although it's nice packaging, it's just awkward. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to try and show you without it getting reflecting. So this is the palette. It's really hard to show, but I'm sure you've all seen this palette by now. And this is what it looks like. This is the Full Spectrum palette. It's a lovely, lovely palette. It's my first bright palettes. Some of the shades on here are amazing. Some of them not so great, to be honest, but overall this is a really, really lovely palette. It's got some lovely shimmers in it. They are mostly shimmers, which is why I don't really lean towards them very much. They've all got some sort of a sheen to them and stuff, but it's not a bad brights palette. 2 years with another matte palette would be great. So again, it's in my collection. I would never get rid of it because I love it. Another palette that I absolutely adore is the Urban Decay Moon Dust palette. This palette is, oh, it's so, so beautiful. It's very, very loved. Very, very used. It's just beautiful. It's all shimmery shades and it's kind of like, almost like glitters, but it's not. I'll just show you one. So my favourite is Lithium, which is like the brown, and it's like just a beautiful, beautiful shade. Just see, oh, it's just so pretty. I should really use this in more looks. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful palette. Again, love it. Would never get rid of it. I mean, just look, it's still shimmering around. It's beautiful. Another palette I have is the Urban Decay After Dark palette. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. Love the packaging on this. It's like jewel chrome. Again, it's a beautiful shimmers palette. This one again I would use as well as another palette, like a matte palette or something, to create beautiful looks. The palette is beautiful. I haven't used it much recently. I used it a lot when I first got it, but I've not used it recently. So again, another palette I could really do with using to bit more colour to my current looks. Coming to the end of my Urban Decay collection. So one of my favourite palettes from Urban Decay, if not my favourite, has to be the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. As soon as I saw this palette, I knew I had to have it. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. It's just got it just literally speaks to me. All these warm tones here. I love it. It's just beautiful. I've used the hell out of it, as you can see. I absolutely love it. Again, it's probably one I would take away with me if I was going away for the weekend, just because it has all the neutrals you want. If you want to add a pop of colour, it has them too. I absolutely love this palette. It's amazing, and it's definitely one of my favourite palettes in my collection. So yes, yes, yes. Another one that I got from my husband is the Urban Decay Game of Thrones palette. I am a huge Game of Thrones fan, so I had to have this palette. It comes out like this. I'm sure most of you have seen this. It's great packaging, like it's very bulky. You'd never take this away with you. It's got the Game of Thrones chair there, the throne. So yes, and then the palette is this. It is again a very, very beautiful palette. When I look at it, I feel a bit overwhelmed. I don't know what to do with it though. I don't think there's enough mattes for the shimmers. Although the shimmers are beautiful and the whole palette is beautiful as a whole, I get very, very overwhelmed and I just don't know what to do with it. So I've not really used it. I've done one video with it and that's it. I've not really used it since. So if you want to see a look with this palette, please let me know down below. And I'll try and do another one because I've only used it once, and to be honest, the look I came up with it was awful. It wasn't nice. I did one eye and versus the other eye, and it just did not pan out the way I wanted it to. So if you want to see another look, please let me know. So that's all my Urban Decay palettes. So that's the big chunk of my higher end palettes. So another couple of higher end palettes that I have in my collection. So we'll do very random one I bought for Christmas myself. It's the Fenty Beauty Galaxy. The packaging on this, I mean, it's all grubby and dirty, but let me just try and clean it. So this is the Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette. The packaging is just stunning, and oh, it's beautiful. Just wait until it focuses. This is kind of like the Moon Dust palette from Urban Decay. It's absolutely stunning. I've got this green here on my eyes today. I'll give you a little close up, but when it loads. I mean, I've had this on for quite a few hours now, so it's not new makeup, so bear that in mind. But beautiful, beautiful palette. This was a bargain. I got it for like £20 in Boots when it was on offer during the Christmas period. So I bought it for myself for Christmas. It's like a rainbow galaxy holographic kind of situation going on, and I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. So that's that one. And then onto my, I only have 3 Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I have this little gift set that I bought when I was in New York, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, like, it comes with Modern Renaissance in here. Let's take that off. I mean, the packaging is so super, and so over the top. So this is Modern Renaissance. This is what it looks like. Again, this palette speaks to me because of the warm tones in it and the pinks and stuff. Love those sort of tones. Again, beautiful palette. Love the quality of the shadows in here. Really, really nice. Really, really like it. It also comes with soft glam. Also comes with soft glam. Again, this palette is lovely, and that's what it looks like. I've used it a couple of times. Again, I've not used it a lot, but I've used it a couple of times. I need to really do more makeup looks. So yes, that's what it looks like. Again, it's a this is like my go-to palette, because it's like, not that it's my go-to palette, but this palette is literally right up my street, because it's got all the goldy, bronzy tones. I love that sort of tones. That's where I'm more comfortable in. Love that palette as well. And I also have the Subculture palette. Again, this palette's beautiful. It's got the kind of pop of green in there as well, which I really like, and the yellows and stuff, which are really nice as well. So it's really, really nice palette. It's not think it's focusing, which is really annoying. There you go. So that's what the palette looks like. It's a really, really nice palette as well. I've used it a couple of times, and I really, really like it. So that's that done. I do have one MAC eyeshadow palette, and this is the Mischief Minx MAC palette. So this is what it looks like. Oh, the thing's just dropped. And this is the inside. It's a beautiful palette. When I used this palette and these shadows were so easy to blend, I was absolutely blown away by how high the quality was of these. I don't really have any MAC. I don't have any MAC eyeshadows. I only have these, and I only got these last year at some point, and oh my god, blown away. I've got a video on it. I'll link that below. But absolutely beautiful, beautiful palette. Love, love, love it. I do have the KKW Beauty X Mario eyeshadow palette, their first one. I love this palette, and as soon as I saw it again, I had to have it. I got it when it was first released. I've done a couple of videos on it. That blue just kind of spoke to me. Love, 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 love this palette. It's just beautiful. Again, right up my street with all the goldies and bronzy tones and warm colours. Love, love, love it. Absolutely beautiful palette. Again, I don't reach for it very often just because it's hard to get in the UK, and it's really expensive to get over here because of customs and shipping and stuff, but it is a beautiful palette. I really like it. Now, probably one of my most favourite palettes in my collection is the Tati Beauty palette. This is a beautiful, beautiful palette. Again, it's expensive to get in the UK, but look at how beautiful that palette is. I'm sure you've seen it to death already. I've used it quite a few times on my channel. But it's a beautiful, beautiful palette. It's literally right up my street, right all the colours that I would ever want. And I will probably be taking it. I haven't been away since I've had this palette, actually. Actually, I went to New York and I did take it with me. So yes, it's been to New York with me, and it will probably go everywhere with me now. This is the only palette I'll need. I won't need to take my Manita palette anymore or anything else. I'll just take this. This is all you need for a week's holiday. And it's probably even too much, but it's just a beautiful palette, so well packaged. I just love everything about it. I love Tati, and I hope she's doing okay. She's been very silent recently. I hope she's doing okay and she's alright. But yes, love this palette. Highly recommended. The quality of these shadows are like no other. They are beautiful shadows, and I cannot wait to see what she's going to bring out next. So yes, love. Okay, so I think we are on to the kind of more affordable-ish palettes. So I got this palette new the other day. I haven't used it yet. So this is the Revolution Golden Bar. This is from I Love Makeup, the brand I Love Makeup by Revolution, and it's the Golden Bar. So this is what it looks like. So I haven't used it yet. Oh, it's got the little stupid brush that comes with, and the names and stuff, but this is what it looks like. So I haven't used it, so I don't know if it's any good, but I want to try it out and stuff, so I'll give it a whirl. But yes, this is what I got in my mystery box when I did my Revolution order the other day for my DXX stuff for my birthday. But it looks okay, we'll see. And then I also got this one, which I'm going to give to Elsie. The Unicorn Revolution palette. I wanted to show you it because it is super pretty. Like those pinks and stuff look really nice. But I think Elsie would really love this, so I'm going to give it to her. Next palettes. So I'm going to start with my more expensive palettes from the collection, and then I'll kind of go into my cheaper palettes from my collection. So, to be honest, these are all like kind of all under like £20, apart from maybe this one. So this is the Morphe James Charles palette. This again is a very controversial palette because of James Charles, but we're not here for the drama, we are here for makeup. And this is a beautiful palette, look at it. It's like a beautiful rainbow, colourful palette. I've used it a couple of times. I've loved the times I've used it. It's a really good quality palette, absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I really like it. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm very glad I bought it. I did buy it in the sale. I bought it for 20 quid, so I didn't pay full price for it. I think it is expensive at full price, although it's massive. You can never travel with it, it's just too big. Like, it's bigger than my head. It's very big. But yeah, I really do like it, and I'm glad I've got it in my collection. The Morphe palette I have is this one. This is a 35B. Again, it's a rainbow colourful palette. It's again very good quality. It's beautiful. It's not as good quality as James Charles, to be honest. It's not my best quality colourful palette, but it is a great palette to use if you haven't got anything else. It's quite affordable. They're all Morphe. I've got hundreds of offers at the moment, so that's not a bad palette to invest in if you want to try and do like colourful looks at a like affordable price. It is a very nice palette, and it works quite well, to be honest. Another Morphe palette that I do have, it's a smaller Morphe palette. Do my Morphe palette collection first, then I'll go on to the others. I've got the Morphe, this is the Social Butterfly, I think it's called. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Social Butterfly. It hasn't got the name on here. Oh, it does, Social Butterfly, yeah. This is kind of a smaller Morphe palette. It's got like purple tones and pink tones and stuff. I really like this palette. It's my first Morphe palette I got. Again, I got it in the sale, paid like 9 quid for it or something. Very much worth the money for that. It's very good, and it's got lovely colours on there. So yeah, I do like this palette. Another Morphe palette that I do have in my collection is the Jaclyn Hill Vault palette. This is the Dark Magic palette, and again, it's a really nice palette. It was very hard to work with, actually. I did use it. I used it in a video a few weeks ago. I've only used it once, and I used like the greeny, blues, tealy colours down here, and it was quite difficult to use. But it's, you know, it's okay palette. Just be aware that it is difficult to blend and stuff. If you watch the video, you'll see me struggle a little bit. But I do like the colour story in it, and I think it's different from my other palettes. It's not, I don't really have many palettes with that sort of story going on. So I do quite like it for that reason. I then also have, on the higher spectrum things, yes, I do also have the Morphe X Jeffree Star palette. Sorry, this holographic, it's beautiful packaging, and it's a beautiful palette. Look at that, gorgeous. I've used this a couple of times, so if I can, I'll link them down below, but check out my videos on that. It's a lovely palette. I really like it. It's beautiful to look at. Love the colour story. Love the greens in it, love the pinks. Absolutely lovely, lovely palette. And a very, very good quality shadows as well. Very good, like it. I think that's it for Morphe. Yes, it is. So I'll go on to something similar, which is the BH Cosmetics palette. I've got this one, which is the Neutrals, 28 Neutrals. This is completely broken. I've just dropped it on the floor and I smashed the white here, which is a bit annoying. But I never, ever, ever, ever use this palette. I completely forget it's there. Again, I'm going to pass it on to Elsie for her to play with, because I don't use it at all. I got it in like TK Maxx for like £7, so it wasn't like it was... I just bought it because it was there and it was cheap, to be honest. And I got this for Christmas this year, this last year. This is the Hawaii, Hanging in Hawaii palette. Oh my god, it's beautiful. The packaging is lush. The shadows are beautiful. They blend seamlessly. I'm wearing it today. I'm wearing the like brown shades down here, the warmer shades down here on my eyes, and the green from the Fenty palette. Absolutely love this palette. My brother got this for me and his girlfriend, so I love it. Beautiful palette, thank you. I then do have a couple of random ones, so I'll do the random ones first. Okay, I think I'm almost done. Oh, another BH Cosmetics. I've got two more BH Cosmetics palettes. So I've got the Carly Bible palette. Again, this is one of my first BH Cosmetics purchases. I love this palette to death. I have used it a lot. It's a bit beaten. There's probably colours that if I kept using it the way I was using it, I'd hit pan pretty soon. But it's very, very nice. I love Carly. And yes, it was a great palette. It was all highlighters and stuff. They're all eyeshadows. But the beautiful palette. I've used this. I used to use it all the time. Packaging's quite nice as well. Very simple, very small, very light. But yeah, very good palette. I really like this. And then I've got the Marvicorn by Marvin Magnificent BH Cosmetics palette. Again, I got this for Elsie actually in TK Maxx. So when I open it, you'll see why. It's like a unicorn themed palette. So this is Elsie's really, but I keep it in my beauty room because of the colours. It is a beautiful palette if you look at it. Again, it's very difficult to kind of come up with a story, like a look for me looking at this palette. I feel a bit overwhelmed. But I think Elsie's used it a couple of times and it looks quite nice. So I might do a video on it, but again, I got this from TK Maxx. It was only like a £5. So I forgot to mention this one. I mentioned my Revolution palettes. I've got the Revolution Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise palette. This palette is beautiful to look at. Again, it's quite used. I've only used it a couple of times and it looks a mess. But it's a gorgeous, gorgeous bright palette. I look at it and like, it terrifies me because I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to do with it? But it's, yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? I have used it. So check the video below. I've tried to film with it like 3 times and my looks kept looking awful. And I finally did one that I actually liked. So I have posted that. But yeah, it's a nice palette, but I feel very overwhelmed when I have to create bright looks. I always like worry about colour selection and how to coordinate, and I really worry it doesn't look good, and I think I just worry too much. Just need to let myself go a little bit. But yeah, this is a nice palette to use. It's not the best quality and it's not the easiest to use if I'm honest, but it's nice enough that I will keep in my collection. A random one that I've got is #Vibes by Ruby May. I got this in my try box. Again, it's a beautiful palette and I have used it, but I filmed with it and I didn't record. So I've never actually used it on camera, I don't think. But it's a beautiful, beautiful palette. That blue there is just stunning. So yeah, it's beautiful. If you want to see me use this, then let me know down below. But yeah, it's a very small palette. I got it in a try box video. Another random palette. This one you can't get anymore. This is the Hasina palette. I did a video recently using it. It's a beautiful palette again to look at. Lovely and bright, but Hasina has actually closed down her shop. Not Hasina. Blush Tribe has actually closed down, I believe. I think they're rebranding, I'm not sure. But this is a gorgeous palette, very good quality product as well. I think it was like £25, so it wasn't overly expensive either. So that's a nice palette. And then I've got my Juvia's Place the Magic palette. This is a gorgeous palette. It's beautiful. Look at that. Again, looking at it, it scares me a little bit, but I love the colour story, although it terrifies me. It's a beautiful, the quality of these shadows are insane, and the size of these pans are like huge. They're so big compared to my face, look. So big. But it is a beautiful, gorgeous palette, so I do really love this palette. I need to use it more really. So yes, gorgeous. I do have the so I'm a member of this group on Facebook called the UKMA, so UK Makeup Addicts, and the group creators, like I'm not really sure what to call them, but yeah, they came up with this palette last year. I invested in it. It was £29, I believe, and you can get it, so I'll try and link it down below if I can. But it's a beautiful palette. It's very colourful. It's got all the right colours on there, and it's lovely. I haven't used it as on my channel, I don't think, so let me know if you want to see it, like a review on it and stuff, and I will do that for you. But yeah, it's a really nice palette, and I really like it. So yes, this is a unique palette. And then I'm finishing off with my Beauty Bay palette. So I've got the 9 pan Bright palette from the 16 colour, not 9 pan, 16 pan EYN Bright palette. This is what it looks like. It's a beautiful palette. I literally love it, and it's so affordable. These palettes are very affordable. See how gorgeous that is. It is just stunning, and I love the packaging and everything. And I think this cost me, I want to say like £11 because I got it on offer, I think, but I think it costs normally about £12, £14 maybe. I'll link it all down below, but beautiful palette. Love. I do also have the Going Out 42 colour palette from Beauty Bay. And this is what it looks like. It's mainly shimmers, and it's got a few transition shades, but it's beautiful. Those blues and stuff and purples and pinks are absolutely stunning. Lovely. Love this palette. Again, I got this on offer. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it wasn't full price. But again, I think full price they're only like £23 or something. They're not expensive for the amount of shades you get, and there's loads of different ones you can get. There's a brights one, there's loads of different ones you can get. I'd highly recommend them because they're really good quality for the price point. And then one of my favourite palettes I've bought recently was the Me, Myself and Mitchell. I got this for Mother's Day as a present. This is a Beauty Bay collaboration with Mitchell from Instagram. And this is what it looks like. Let me just get the mirror. So it's got a mirror in the middle. It's very awkward to open and show. It's got a mirror in the middle which you can take out. And this is the actual palette. It's absolutely, let me just see. I can't actually see, so I can't see if you can see it all. But this is the palette, and it's absolutely stunning. So one side looks like this. I'll just show you one side first. It's gorgeous, those colours, lovely. And then this side, which is literally like my favourite side, looks like this. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, this palette is amazing. It's such good quality. I think it's it was £30. They always do offers and stuff on it, so just keep an eye on it. But I bought it for full price. It was down to 24 I think at one point, and I didn't buy it, and then I did get it when it was full price. But they always do offers on it. And that's it. That's my eyeshadow palette collection. Wow, that's going to be a long video. Hi everyone, sorry, editing Letty here, so I'm sorry I look like this, but this is what I look like. I'm just editing and I forgot, because this was on my desk, to mention this palette, and it's like one of my most favourite drugstore palettes, which is the Revolution Extra Spice palette. It is beautiful, and I've already bought a couple extra to give away in my giveaway, so this is what the palette looks like. It's an amazing palette. It's only £10. And it's incredible. So if you want to buy a drugstore palette, that's amazing. This is the one to buy. I can't believe I forgot to include it in my palettes video. So I'm going to add this little clip in. So yes, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry you had to see me in my pyjamas. Anyway, I shall see you soon. I haven't rushed. I just wanted to get through them all, obviously, quickly, so that you're not bored. But there's a few gems in my collection. There's a few more that I want to get, obviously. I would love to be able to get one of the Jeffree Star palettes. That would be amazing. I've heard so much great things about how good quality they are and stuff, so I'd love to try one of them. I'd love to get a couple of more of the Juvia's Place ones as well, they're really good, and a few more of the Beauty Bay ones. I would actually really like the Morphe Jaclyn Hill 2 palette, like the second one, and that's currently on offer, and I just can't get it at the moment. I'm gutted. I'm sure it'll be on offer again though, so I'm still doing my no buy, so I can't get anything. So hopefully I'll get some money for my birthday and then I can treat myself, but yeah, until then, no more buying makeup. So yes, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below if you want me to use any of these palettes, create new looks with it, because I would love to do what you guys want to see, so please let me know down below if you want to see me use any of them. That would be amazing, and please let me know if you have any of these in your collection, and if you like them, if you don't like them, and that sort of thing. So I might declutter a few of these to Elsie and give them to her, so that, just because she's getting into makeup, she only plays with that at home really, so it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching and sticking this far down the video. If you did, please give a huge big thumbs up, and if you did stick this far, leave me a little emoji down below of a rainbow. As it's Pride month, I'm going to do some rainbow looks this week. I'm hoping to do a few colourful looks this week, so fingers crossed it all goes to plan. Sorry I haven't been posting much, it's been a bit of a whirlwind this week, but things are settling now and we're getting to kind of a normal routine and stuff, so hopefully I'll film more. But anyway, I'm babbling on for no more, so yes, leave me a rainbow down below if you made it this far, and I shall see you in my next one. Thank you for watching, have a good day, bye bye, like and subscribe.